Hey everyone, welcome to Creative Union Yoga. My name's Julia and happy World Jazz Day. If you're a jazz musician and feel like you work your hands and your shoulders and your neck quite severely, quite a lot while you play, and you feel those parts of your body experiencing tension, then this practice is great for you. We're going to focus on releasing the hands and a bit of shoulder and neck release. So a few little tips and tricks you can do maybe the day of your gig when you wake up in the morning, or there's a few things you can do, quick little things you can do just before you start your gig to free up those hands and really encourage that dexterity and relaxation in the hands, but also giving them energy. Also, this practice is great for those of you who may, commonly in men, older men, Dupuytrens contraction of the hand and the fingers. So give this a try. I had someone in my class, my regular class that I teach, and I brought in the balls. I brought in some bouncy balls and incorporated in some hand releasing exercises, and he said it changed his life, and he went out and bought some dollar store bouncy balls and has one in every room in his car. It's with him everywhere he goes, and he said it's been very helpful for his Dupuytrens. So if you have that, this is great for you as well. And of course, the balls, let's get to the good stuff. There are different sizes. You have a really big one here, a medium size, and a little one. Yeah, so they're little bouncy balls from the dollar store. You can get a pack of, 12 for $4, or maybe 3 for $1 or something like that. So you don't have to break the bank to feel really good in those hands and shoulders and neck, okay? So go ahead, maybe not this second, but eventually go ahead, get yourself a bouncy ball and get into something cozy, comfy, and let's begin our practice. All right, so we're going to begin resting on our backs and working with the upper body and some neck releasing before we come and focus on our hands. Okay, so finding a comfortable position, resting on your back. Yeah, you're gonna join me, Rusty? You're gonna join me? Okay, good. So resting on your back here. Allow the body to settle into the ground. And then on your own time, you're going to start to just take the arms above the head. Let them rest on the ground if you can. Allow the upper body to drop and drop into the ground. Maybe on an out breath. Exhale, drop further. And allow that dropping and that exhalation to draw your hands back up and down by your side. So you can do this one arm at a time. Good. Alternating arms as frequently as you like. Maybe stop in the center every now and then with either both arms or one arm up to the ceiling, really feeling the shoulder blades dropping into the ground. Let that arm be dangly and heavy. And then take it back above your head. Let it rest. If you need something to rest your arm on, if your shoulder or your arm can't relax in this position, then definitely place a support, some kind of support underneath the arm or shoulder, like a folded blanket or a towel, anything you'd like there, to really find that resting position. Good. And then again, exhale, drop the shoulder blade. And then again, letting that out breath and the weight of the shoulder blade dropping into the ground. Initiate the arm back up to the ceiling and down by your side. Good. And again, I can take my arm or arms up. Let those shoulder blades settle, settle, settle. Drop, drop, drop. Heavy arms. Heavy skull as well. And then maybe on an in-breath, I reach the arms towards the ceiling or arm. Exhale, let it drop. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. Yes, give it over to the ground. Those shoulders. You may notice what happens is the back of your skull may want to slide away from the neck each time you drop. And that's a sign that there's a lengthening happening in the neck, in the spine, a letting go, a need to make room for the space that you've created. Good. And then if you have the one arm, you're doing one arm at a time, please continue to do that. Make sure you do both sides. And then at some point, we're going to grab the elbows. Yeah, either elbow. And then we're going to circle those elbows. As you circle the elbows, really letting the shoulder blades drop, letting that upper body be heavy, heavy, heavy. And letting the neck come for the ride. So I'm going to demonstrate. You can watch for a minute or you can do it along with me. I'm just not going to speak because this motion, my arm keeps rubbing on my mic and I just don't want to create an annoying sound. So I'm going to turn the sound off here and just allow you to circle the elbows one way. Again, letting the head, the skull come for the ride. And make sure you do the other way. Now let that head be a silent passenger. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Good. And then you may want to take the arms to one side and the other. You may want to take the arms above the head, again resting them, dropping into that upper body into the ground. As you drop, can you lengthen the back of the skull away from the neck? Good. Taking the arms back to the center, giving them a good little shake. Good. And then just resting your arms anywhere along the ground or on your body. If you want to bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the ground, you can do that. But just taking a moment to release the neck a bit. A great way to release the neck is by focusing on the contact of the back of the skull to the ground, the weight of the skull resting in the ground, or on the ground, I should say. But you want to feel it, the weight of it so much, the heaviness of the skull so much that it feels like it is actually in the ground, opposed to on the ground. It's sinking, sinking, sinking. And maintaining that contact with the skull on the ground, you're going to, on an out breath, let the weight of the skull fall to one side. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the other side. Again, this is great for anyone really with any neck tension. But for musicians, drummers, guitarists, sax players, horn players, anyone really, if you tend to, if you're holding an upright bass and playing, or drums, there's a lot of gathering that can happen in the upper body, in the shoulders and neck. So again, really giving us the time to drop in and soften the neck. So again, just be mindful that you're continuing to keep the skull in contact with the ground at all times. So I'm not lifting the head to turn it. Yeah, none of this business, because you can try it, and as you may notice that your neck starts to tense up and activate unnecessarily. So our goal here is to release the tension, not create it. You may, when you come to the center, let's say I'm going to turn my head to the left, I may want to take my right arm above the head. Again, if I need to rest it on some support, a support system underneath my arm, then fantastic. Because again, ultimately we want to give the weight of the bones over to our support so everything can start to soften. And then from here, I can exhale and let the head fall away from the right arm. So I can work with this one side for a while. And then, of course, switch arms as you need to. Good. And again, taking a moment to rest the hands either down by your side or somewhere on your body. Checking in with those shoulders, neck, upper back, upper spine. So yeah, you may have noticed I kind of did a little wiggle upward. Again, Usually a little shift or an adjustment is a sign of space being created in the body, especially the spine. The spine has begun to lengthen. So again, I can adjust, and I need to honor that change, to leave room and allow that space to take place. Notice the space, honor the space, adjust to the space. Good. And then when you're ready, you can draw the knees into the abdomen, maybe rock the legs side to side a little bit, circling the legs. Continuing to relax the upper body, the skull. Exhale, resties, big exhale. He's the king of relaxation and deep exhalation. I learned from the best over here, right? Anyways, when you're ready, you're going to roll to one side. I'm going to roll to my right only because Rusty's on my left. Roll to one side. Allow the weight of the body to drop, the side of the body drop into the ground. And then using that top hand to exhale, press into the ground. Coming up, maintaining that nice ease and softness in the body. Okay, now from here, finding any position that's comfortable for you. So you can sit on your heels, you can sit with your legs outstretched in front of you, wide, cross-legged, anything you like. And of course you can do this whole next bit lying on your back. So, or you can even sit on a chair at a table. That's also very, very beneficial, or another great option, because we are going to use the ball, rolling it on the ground. And if you don't want to sit on the ground and you need to sit on a chair, then you can roll the ball on the table. Okay, so we're going to get into some hand exercises, some fun things you can do to release those fingers, release the hands, release the wrists, maybe even the forearms. Okay, so we'll start again, just checking in with the shoulders, maybe roll the shoulders back a little bit and forward. Good. Maybe inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, shrug up. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, drop. Good. And then I can turn my head to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Good. I can do this a few times. Fantastic. And then I may want to tilt my my right ear to the right shoulder, letting that left shoulder soften and drop. I'm not pushing it down to feel for a super intense stretch or forcing myself in the stretch. Just want to allow gravity to act on my left shoulder and arms, and just allow it to give over to gravity. Let it be heavy. Inhale to the center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Again, right shoulder and arm. Surrendering to the pull of gravity. And I can do this as frequently as I'd like, as quickly as I like. Good. Excellent. Now let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the hands, shall we? Okay, so we can start by just flicking the hands a few times. Maybe all the fingers, or I should say flicking the fingers, all the fingers. Maybe each finger to thumb. Just flick out all that junk we don't need. Fantastic. And then I may want to shake the hands out. And again, it doesn't have to be super vigorous. I could just gently shake them. If I enjoy vigorous shaking, because I have a lot of tension and anxiety, then yeah, give her nails. But you may just want to exhale and shake all over the place. Okay, good. And then I can interlace or place the palms of my hands together, interlace the fingers, and I can circle the wrists one way and the other. Fantastic. Good. I may want to stretch as I interlace those fingers, stretch the palms forward. Oh, maybe I drop the chin, drop the head to get right into that thoracic spine, neck, back of the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale, burst the arms. Again, interlace those fingers, pushing the palms forward. Yeah, dropping that chin. Good, let's take one more. Good. And then I can also begin to stretch my fingers one at a time. Yeah, something you can actually do before you go into the full finger stretch is you may want to take the finger and just gently circle it. Yeah. Circle it the other way and then give it a good stretch. Again, it might be freeing up the joint at the base of the finger and the palm. Yeah. We have a few joints in the finger itself, but the base of the finger is a joint there that I can work on circling, massaging, kneading out tension, and then go for that stretch. Good. Let's try that in the other fingers, the fingers on the other hand, if you haven't already. Yeah, really, this pressing back again, I'm not forcing it. I'm gently taking my finger back, and then I'm beginning to lengthen in the palm of the hands. Yeah, lengthening out the tissues from the fingers into the palm, which may resonate into the wrist. Everything's connected. I don't know if I did the thumb on the other hand. Make sure you do your thumb as well. Good, good, good. Yeah, this thumb's a little double jointed. So it's a bit excessive in my stretch there. Someone's dreaming of squirrels. Chasing the squirrels. Good. Excellent. The other thing you could do is, I like to imagine I'm doing the splits with my fingers as if my fingers were legs, and I can just split those hands. Again, I can do this on my thighs. I can do it on the ground, or if I'm sitting at a table. Yeah. If I'm lying on my back or resting on my back, I can use the palm of my other hand. Yeah. So really getting into those in between the fingers. Yeah, finger flexibility, hand flexibility. Good. And roll the fingers a little bit, shake them out, and then we're gonna grab our ball. So again, I mentioned different sizes. So we have this ginormous ball. And then we have the little bitty ball. And then we have a medium-sized ball. I personally prefer the medium, because it's just what I prefer. So you can try any size you'd like. And we're gonna start by placing the ball on one hand, the other palm over top, and you can start to roll the ball in between the palms. Yeah, just getting those palms nice and massaged, nice and warmed up. So again, as we use the ball, as we bring the ball into play here, just be super mindful of how much pressure you're putting on the hands. Yeah, we don't want to cause any damage. We don't want to, put too much pressure on the ball. It's just a nice way to work with the fascia, break up the fascia. Yeah. And it is quite amazing that when you work on one little part of the body, as simple as the hands. First of all, we don't realize how much tension we hold in our hands. Unless you're a musician, then you probably feel it more so than other people. But until you begin to work with the hands, that's when you start to feel like sensations that you never thought were there. Good. And then you can put the ball on the ground and begin to circle the hand over the ball on the ground. I can use my other hand to apply a little bit of pressure. Again, I'm going to just be gentle with the amount of pressure. But this other hand also offers some control and stability, so I can use that top hand to guide the ball under maybe each finger. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, of course, switch hands as you need to. Good. And you may want to get into the back of the wrists here, underneath the forearm and wrist. It's a lovely, lovely place to get into. Yep. Of course, do the other hand and arm. Stay on my mat here. So get a little bit of grippage and control. Again, use that other hand to your advantage to control the ball a little bit under the arm, the wrist, the palm. Excellent. Good. And of course, I can take the ball. Another thing you can try is taking the ball and putting it on top of the palm and rubbing that ball over the fingers, over the top of the hand. It's quite lovely. And again, I may want to place my forearm on the ground and work that ball all the way up the forearm here into the wrist. Break up that fascia, massaging the fascia. Good. Make sure you do the other hand and arm. I'm telling you, this ball you can bring to all your gigs and have handy, you know, before you go on stage, you know, if you're like, I don't want to do any big crazy stretches or whatever. Honestly, releasing the hands carries over into the shoulders and the necks. It's quite magical. Yeah. So yeah, continue to roll that ball on top of the hands. Anywhere, you can even take it all the way up if you want. Excellent. And then at some point, just put your ball to the side. Just take a moment to drop into the ground, the pelvis to the ground, and just feel the fingers, feel the wrists, the palms, checking in with them. Do they feel different? Maybe more energized? Released? Have you gained more mobility? Do the hands feel spacious? And let them rest either on your body or on the ground or on a table. Just let them be heavy. Good. So a few things, a few other things you can do here for the hands and the wrists is coming onto your hands and knees in cat-cow. So I can, first of all, just test how my palms feel into the ground. And maybe take a bit of flexion and extension. Maybe snake through, just checking in. How do those shoulders feel? How does my neck feel? How do my hands feel in contact with the ground? Nice. And then from here, I can start to play around with different hand positions on my hands and knees. I can turn one hand outward, turning the fingers towards the body, maybe bending the elbows a bit. That's playing around with the sensations, playing around with the positioning of the hands. I can flip that the fingers inward. Maybe the other hand comes outward. So I've turned the fingers of one palm inward and then the fingers of one palm outward. Nice. I can turn both palms or fingers away from the center. Yeah, stretching the back of the wrists here. Can try both inward. How does that feel? Good. When I bring my palms back to the center, my fingers, back to neutral and the center here, I can lift the heel of the palm up, stretching those fingers some more. Good. And another one you can try is flipping the palms, the top of the hands, resting on the ground, but I'm not going to pour weight into my hand when it's flipped over, when the palm's flipped over and the top of my hand is in contact with the ground, because the wrist is actually quite vulnerable in this position. So I can rest the top of the hand on the ground, but pour my weight into the palm of the other hand. I can gently take my pelvis towards my heels, stretching the top of the wrist there. Yeah. Maybe I curl it off. Nice. Got a good shake. Trying the other hand. Flip the palm over so the top of the hand is on the ground. So if that's the right hand is doing that, then I'm going to make sure my weight, majority of my weight, is pouring into my left palm. And then I can lower the heel, or sorry, the pelvis towards the heel. So stretch the top of the wrist. Good. And again, coming off of it. Take any kind of stretch here. That feels good. Excellent. So coming back to a seated position. Again, any seated position that feels comfortable. Take those shoulder rolls once again. Again, notice if anything has changed in the shoulders as a result of working those hands. Those gifted hands that spread the love of music. Maybe do a few neck turns. How does my neck feel? Can I drop my shoulders a little more now? Can I allow the shoulders to give over to gravity? Let them drop. Fantastic. Good. And then just to finish off here, just to soak in all the juicy hand stuff we were doing and shoulder stuff, you can either finish your practice again in a comfortable seated position. You may want to finish in sukhasana, resting the hands somewhere on the legs. Yeah, they can be closer to the feet, on the knees, palms down or face up. Or you can finish your practice resting back in shavasana. So taking a few moments to allow the shoulders, the hands, the wrists, the arms, the neck, the whole body really to absorb all that you've given it during this practice. So, of course, continue to rest as long as you need, or sit for as long as you'd like. I will leave you with this final mantra. You can join me if you'd like by placing the palms of the hands together. To the forehead, think love. To the lips, speak love. To the heart center, be love. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. And happy World Jazz Day. If you do have a gig tonight, have the best time ever. Try these exercises. Let me know what you think, if you've tried them, implemented them, and how you felt and how it affected your playing, if it did. And again, please let me know what you think. Let me know what comes up. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, to like and share this video or any videos that pique your interest or that you enjoy. And I hope to see you again on the mat soon. Namaste.